Alright guys, welcome back, I'm sure you guys saw from the little clip montage, I started doing a little bit of quarry digging. What you may not have noticed is that we have a shop or building that we've added that doesn't really have the history to it. So, I had a hard drive failure occur. I lost a little bit of video of getting this thrown together. It's just a little blacksmith shop, so nothing terribly special, but it's a cover for our iron farm. So, it's still loud as can be, but it's got a nice cover on it. I took advantage of the statues mod to just kind of quickly throw some poses on some armor stands in there. And yeah, it's just a basic space. You've got a blast furnace and anvil, just some basic workshop stuff, but I think it looks better than having just a hole in the ground. It's something we may revisit and update later, but happy with it for the moment. And then we started digging for a quarry, ended up finding this cave down here. I had a little replay video for that went into that montage, as well as a bunch of mining clips. So, with the drive failure, I lost a bunch of levels. The levels I have now are just from mining the ores that I had gotten with our fortune pick here. We used a silk touch once we got it to start grabbing everything there. Speaking of which, let's take a quick look at everything we've gotten. I did some nether mining and lost that footage too, but we got a bunch of quartz. We got almost 2 stacks of diamonds. We got an absolute ton of redstone and gold. So we're pretty good for redstone stuff. I just realized I forgot to copy over my nether chunks, so I may hop back into MCA editor and see if I can still salvage the nether chunks, but if not, it's not going to be the worst thing if the nether resets. I sealed the entrance I was using for the mine over here back up, since we now have the official entrance. So that's as it was day one. Because this whole area is going to get dug down eventually as well, and I'll probably have just clips between episodes of mining this whole area out. Other than that, I didn't make a whole bunch of progress on the base, mostly because, like I said, I was doing kind of file system triage, trying to save what I could here, so I'm just glad we were able to save the world and didn't lose it with the drive failure. That would have been devastating. So, all that out of the way, let's talk about what we're going to be doing this episode. I need to get some levels back up, finish enchanting some gear, so I'll end up doing that between clips here. But my primary goal for this episode is to explore the Mineshaft. Also, keep thinking about it, I really should pop a door in right here just as a quicker mine entrance, but do that later. I also need to clean up this tunnel. It's a little bit of a mess, so I'll probably get rid of all of the dirt here, replace it with smooth stone and cobblestone, kind of blend them together. But what we will be doing today is predominantly exploration down into the mineshaft that we talked about in the first episode. I really want to see if we have a cave spider spawner, because it would be really nice to get a string farm going. And we could probably get a more efficient XP farm than the one we have down there. Don't really have a ton of use for rails yet, but they will be useful eventually, so I'm going to keep an eye on those as well. Just... oh, I see several spiders over there, too. So, we may... oh yeah, I forgot. I got Depth Strider boots. It's actually really convenient. So, we'll be going around through there, we'll light everything up, but I did see some spiders over there. I'm not sure if they're normal or cave spiders, but sure we'll find out. Anyways, that's where we're at for today. No real worries on the hard drive thing. I was able to get a new hard drive in and installed, save all of the important files. I had to do a little bit of reconfiguration, but fortunately most of it was pretty easy to do. So... I'm going to get a little more experience ground up, get some gear finalized, probably make some enchanted diamond stuff at this point, since we have more than enough diamonds to do it, just to have a little bit more armor when we go down in there. And then once I'm all kitted up and ready for our adventure, I'll bring you guys back in. So I just wanted to share the update, and yeah, there's a little more of a gap between this episode than there was between the previous ones. You guys won't see that in the upload schedule, but I've been recording a couple episodes a week and posting one a week, and this time around I've just kind of run out of time given the drive failure. So this should go up in order correctly, and I shouldn't have to miss a week, I think. So anyways, yeah, I'll bring you guys back in when we're ready to go exploring in the abandoned mineshaft. Alright, guys. I did a little bit more prep. I got my iron armor the rest of the way done. I decided we probably don't need diamond for what we're going to be doing anyways. I'll just wait to get diamond until I have a little more time to sit in front of a XP grinder. And if things go really well, and we can find some good cave spider spawners, we may be able to build a better XP farm anyways, and a little bit closer. It's a really long way down and across. It's out of the way. So for now, we're just gonna do some exploration. Zombie somewhere on the walls here. Interesting. We'll dig around for that later. But for now, we know that up here is nothing really important. What we really care about is the other side of this waterfall. Oh, just to recap, we got Blast Protection, Respiration Aqua Affinity, we've got Protection 3, Fire Protection 4, Unbreaking 3, Protection 4, Depth Strider 3, and Unbreaking 3. And then these are just pretty good axes, to be fair. Fortune 3, Efficiency 4, and Unbreaking 3 on both of those. We've got some regular picks and Silk Touch in case we find anything we want to keep. And other than that, just some handful of food and other semi-useful items. Okay, so it's like over here, that just comes to a dead end. Ah, this really just dead ends over here? This is, kind of pathetic, to be honest with you. I was really hoping we'd have more to explore out here. Is this really all there is? Or is it just partially buried here? Don't see another path through there. Should have brought a stack of blocks to work with. Oop. Oh, partially solved that. Gotta love blast protection. And creepers. What friendly guys giving me blocks when I ask real nice. Okay. No. Nothing. Nothing. Wow. Okay, so this was kind of pointless. Might as well take these back with us. Like... seriously? What if I poke hole here? Does this just line up with where we already were? Yeah, it does. Those are my torches. Great. What about up or down? No. Again, no. Classic. We really just dead end on every point here. We do seem to. What about down here? Nope. Does appear to be a deeper cave section over there I can check out. Oh, wait. Is that over there? Aha. Gotta love rails. Confusing mob pathing. Making this ever so slightly easier. Don't really need... I do need the lapis. Perfect. Okay. Is that this way? Doesn't seem to be. Nope. Seems like it's that way. Weird. Nope. No. Hmm. Getting closer. That sounded left. Interesting. Okay, grab some more of this copper in a second. large, relatively open space. Definitely not the continuation of our mineshaft. Which is what I was hoping for. That mineshaft was a little disappointing. What's that up there? Oh, just single row blocks crossing. Okay. Let's see. Big open cave. It's kind of pointless. Eh. Okay. Lichen. Okay. Strangely, a whole lot of nothing spawned down here. Nope, another dead end. I'm almost out of torches, but we'll have to continue exploring this later. Unfortunately, really not a lot going on down here. Jerk. Really should have made sure I had a bow before I came in here. Of course, that was kind of part of what I was hoping to solve for. Yeah, well. We can always go check the little deep dark section we found, see if maybe it leads to a ancient city down there. Have to do some looking around, see if I can find another, not to be rude, but better mineshaft, because this didn't have much of anything in it. So why not? Let's go take a look at the deep dark section we found, see if there's anything good down there. I mean, with that, at least we have a chance of finding diamonds. And it's not like we really gained much of anything there, so no need to drop off any materials or loot. I might have to go back around and just start strip mining through that mineshaft area, though, and just see if maybe there's a disconnected hallway somewhere or something in it. Oh, you know what? I need more torches before I can... Ah. That's at the limit of where I, did my chunk loading to transfer this area in, so I'll have to... you know what, it's cool, it's fine, I don't need to fortune it. Probably just do all of them. I put away all of my sticks. Why on earth would I do that? Alright, I'm gonna go back to the surface, do a little bit of prep, might as well put some stuff away, and then we will come back soon when I am ready to take a look through the deep dark. So, see you guys then. Alright guys, we're back. Heading back in. I cleaned up the inventory a little bit, made a couple of more pickaxes, and a bunch of torches. We should be ready to relight this area. Since apparently it was just out of range. Which is fine. I was kind of rushing to triage, as it were. So, all we lost were a couple torches. That iron technically is regenerated, so I'm not going to grab it, because it feels a little cheaty. Not that I need to really worry about iron. I mean, we have an iron farm going, so it's not like it makes a huge difference. Alright, what's going to be the best way down here? I could use scaffolding. Could just cut off that way. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Just to be relatively well lit as we go down here. Well, there's that. That, you are very lucky you're not getting us both killed right now. Okay. There you are. Jerk. Wanted a couple of these things anyways, so that works out. It's actually pretty common for diamonds to be underneath Skulk, because they have a bad habit of spawning covered in caves. So we may take a few minutes here to just punch some Skulk, which would be a little bit faster if I had remembered to bring a hoe with me, but you know, it's efficient enough anyways. It doesn't take too long. Yeah, there's nothing to set that off, so I'm going to leave it be. Okay, and then make good use of our Silk Touch here. Man, that bat is very lucky it didn't get itself killed here. I am very unlucky because I was really hoping this would lead somewhere. Anyways. Oh, you know what? We should actually also take a couple of those with us. They can be used to make some rather silly mob farms later. Never going to be the most efficient thing in the world, but, you know, I'm not super worried about crazy efficient farms right now. I'm just worried about having a good time. I'm gonna see if there happens to be any diamonds hidden behind any of this, or if there happens to be any other tunnel paths. I'll probably just go ahead and do that as a little time lapse for you guys, and if we find anything interesting, I'll bring you back in. Otherwise... Oh, you know what? That's not even hidden, it's just a little difficult to spot. There we go. Okay. So, I'll go ahead and do some poking through, see if we can find any more diamonds or anything else interesting beneath here, and if not, you guys might just get a cool time lapse out of this. Well, guys, we cleared out a bunch of this. We can probably build up. I know that I saw a skulk sensor up there flashing with the bats flying around, so there's clearly more to explore up there. So we'll have to come back at a later time and continue looking around here. But we did get a good chunk of this, at least, cleared out. We found some diamonds. We found some redstone, some lapis. We got a couple things going for us. So, any more hidden ones? Probably not. No. Okay. But we got some redstone, we got some lapis, we got some gold, we got some diamonds. Nothing too terribly interesting. But we can always come back and continue clearing out and hopefully explore some of the higher up areas that are a little harder to reach later. Maybe when we're slightly better equipped, because confident as I may be most of the time about most of Minecraft, I just don't like dealing with wardens. Just not a fan. It's not like we're in a hardcore world, so if we die, we just come back and try again, but trying to keep it to a minimum. Funny how just removing all that skulk makes it so much brighter, though. I mean, I know all the torches also do, but even with torches, that's just impenetrably dark, and then you come over here and it's fine. That all up there is skulk, and some of it's fairly well lit, and you still can't see, so... Anyways. Did not quite get the adventure I was hoping for out of some of this, but... at the very least, we did get some exploring that I've been intending to get done, taken care of. I'm sure if we dig around for a while near that mineshaft up there, we can probably find more of it. It's just going to be taking the time to do some excavation more than anything else. So between episodes, I may do a little bit of digging around, dig down, dig up, dig around in every direction, see if there's any spots where that continues. And then, if I can find more of it, maybe we can get a little more exploration done and, see what comes next. For now, though, we've still got a lot of work to do on the house. I still need to build a villager trading hall. That's a big one. I'd like to be able to start getting mending books before I really worry about diamond equipment. Which, that should be pretty easy. And I haven't really checked on the villager breeder since swapping over the world, but it wasn't saved chunks. You can see the door for it over there, so let's just go take a quick peek on them, see how that's doing. I imagine it's at capacity for bred villagers since it's been a while, but again, as I had to save the world, it's just better to check and find out. We got like 4 of them down here. How on earth did you two get in here? Oh, you had to have gotten up there. Okay. Well, that's not going to work for me. Need some more of your heads anyways. Thanks, guys. Let that be a lesson to the rest of you. Don't mess with me. But that means this is still working, it is still running. So, next step is going to be to grab 1 or 2 of these guys and figure out where we're going to have our trading hall set up. I do stand by my initial thought of having either up on this little strip or this little strip a like set of market stalls. I think that'll look good, be relatively innocuous, kind of fit in with the theme of the rest of the builds out here. I don't want it to be too close because those guys are crazy loud. But let's see. We'll get carrots replacing some of this stuff through here too. Yeah, I feel like if we up here put a little set of like market stalls, make sure that they're mob proofed so that, you know, zombies and especially baby zombies can't get into the villagers. I'll have to play around with some designs in creative and just see what's going to look good. Find a way to make some relatively uniform stalls. I don't want to put villagers into our main builds like the little blacksmith workshop over here. And the blacksmith workshop is really just the start of a build anyways, because this is going to kind of become an exterior part of a larger blacksmith house that's going to kind of come up back into some of this space. But I at least wanted to get the initial structure in place and kind of figure it out from there later. So that's where we're at on that. I'll start getting an idea together of how I'm going to make these villager trading stalls. But that's probably going to be a part of next episode. I think what I'm going to worry about for right now is just getting a little bit more detailing done on the house and on our primary builds. And kind of working towards a state of at least semi-completion on some of this stuff. I did add lightning rods to the top of the tower and to there, so that hopefully the rest of the structure doesn't get struck by lightning. But this side, this angle that we typically view it from, I'm very happy with. This view right here, I think, is the best view of the build. It's the one that we're going to see the most. And really, I feel like it speaks to what we're going for here. But if we look at this thing from a couple of other views, like back up on this hill, this is very plain. So I want to kind of figure out what I'm going to do in this corner. I might put a window in there for the attic floor, but the bottom and midsection is most likely going to be taken up by some kind of little exterior storage space. Maybe have some, like, shelves built onto the walls holding barrels and chests and various bits and bobs kind of going up, and have like a almost one of those like rolling warehouse staircase kind of situations situated here, so that you've got a path up and down to access, or maybe just have ladders up it with little catwalk platforms. Off this side, like I said, I want to throw in a stable, but to get a stable, I've got to go find a horse. I know I saw some over the hills up that way. This view is also not bad, actually. It's a little incomplete, but it's not anywhere near in need of as much attention as the other side. I do need to continue this roof into a little bit of a roof structure over that. I need to kind of extend out what the stable's going to look like. Decide if it's going to be a 1 or 2 horse stable. And then I got to figure out something to do just to add a little more to the walls of the tower here, because they are very plain. But this view is a lot better than that other back corner view. I think this view just needs a little bit of work. Maybe punch in a couple extra windows, or one large window possibly right there. And then at some point we'll also have to do the interior design work on the house. But as I've said a couple times, you know, I'm not trying to do crazy fast progress in this world. I'm trying to take it slow, enjoy the experience. Maybe I should see if I can find a data pack or something that makes signs appear in from further out, because if I just take a couple steps back here, that vanishes. But from this view, we also, you know, you get a lot of detail off the tower, you get all of our front detailing, you get the little patio. So I feel like if we had the roof continue out just a little bit this way, and then we put in some dormers with some attic windows up there, maybe, that might do a lot of the work for us too. But this area is meant to be more of like a little working village by the time we're done with it. So we're going to have a full blacksmith's house connected to the shop there. Probably have that have auto crafters in it to craft a bunch of stone, or I'm sorry, a bunch of iron armor and tools and equipment pieces. So that thing running 24/7 is just constantly fueling that setup. We'll set up a bamboo farm as part of that setup so that it's got a constant supply of sticks for picks and axes and all of our tools and armor, so that if we ever need quick access to tools and armor, we'll have it. The goal is to get into mending diamond equipment, but having an infinite supply of iron is never a bad thing, especially if you just need a bunch of work picks because you're going to go mine out an entire mountain and you don't want to have to keep using your experience farm to fix your mending. It's not a bad thing to have. Speaking of, now that we have quartz, we can start building automated farms for our bamboo and our, what do you call it, sugarcane. So we can get that stuff fully automated now. We can start building automated bee farms if we really wanted to. I don't think that it's the current goal, but it would be a nice to have in the future. But I think maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe we'll close out this episode by getting our bamboo and sugarcane automated. So I'm going to make some materials, get some stuff ready. And once I am prepped, I'll probably throw that together in a time lapse. I think that's just going to be one double-sided build. One side we're going to have glass displaying our sugarcane. The other side will have glass displaying our bamboo, and it'll just lead out into some hoppers into 2 output chests. Maybe we'll put that, since it's going to be a relatively small build. Where's a good spot for that? Maybe back up on the hill over here. Let's see. Yeah, maybe back up on this hill, I'll just build that. So it'll be kind of in line of sight. We'll make it have, you know, a kind of matching color theme to this. Nice roof. A stone base, glass, so that you can see in it what the farm is farming. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So, I'm going to get some materials together and hopefully have a nice time lapse of putting that together when we are done here. So, we'll check back in when we're through with that. Alright guys, at this point we have our sugarcane and bamboo farm here working. It's a little incomplete, but we'll get the rest of the walls up, we'll get a roof on it between episodes, we'll have clips for that in the next one. For now though, this is all fully functional. The farms are already producing, which is fantastic. And, yeah, I think that given everything else that happened in this episode, this is the most accomplished I've felt today. So as you can see, we got plenty of bamboo there, we got plenty of sugarcane there. The mineshaft was a little bit of a dud, but I'm sure if we continue digging around, maybe dig down, search around the area, it probably continues. It's just a case of finding out where. But once we have this thing done with spruce walls and dark oak pillars, I think that it'll at least roughly match the style of this. And we've got room to expand up for probably two more layers worth of sugarcane going upwards, and then that'll all fit under the same roof as the bamboo, so we should be able to get some really, really fast sugarcane production by the time we're done. I'll just want to save up for some extra glass to kind of have visibility going up that one. And also, eventually, it would be nice to get glass going all the way up the bamboo as well, so I think that's about all the time we've got for today, though. Next time, we're gonna, between episodes, see what I can find for further extensions on that mineshaft. Hopefully we'll get to explore that a little bit more, but I think the next thing that I'm going to do is start working on the villager trading hall. So that's what we can look forward to next time around. Thanks so much for coming to hang out and come along with the adventure. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.